Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace, the Santa Man, teach me a born and raised atheist how to do the Bible, how to read it, how to do it, how do I do the show? I don't know. We haven't done it in a week, so yeah.
I put on a Santa hat, and apparently that completely throws off Emily's
I don't know what I just said, but anyways.
Well, Santa is not in the Bible.
Is he like a metaphor for someone? No, I'm just throwing it out there.
What, you mean like Christ?
I wouldn't say that, but I don't know, like Father Abraham or something.
Well, Father Abraham did have many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham.
But that has nothing to do with Santa particularly.
And often parents sort of take the role of Santa, so it's sort of a big metaphor. He's like all of our parents.
Okay, like God. So Santa
really
is basically God, is what you're saying. Yahweh. There you go.
He's definitely God-like for sure. I grew up in a house that, well, more in the later years, my parents got kind of anti-Santa because, there's definitely a big anti-Santa movement in certain parts of the evangelical church because they kind of make the argument that it's detracts from the real message, from the true meaning of Christmas
in some way, as it were.
You know?
Okay.
So that really we should be putting the emphasis more on the birth of Christ rather than on a Santa.
We appreciate you bringing him to us. We are officially in December, which means it's the final weeks of 2 Kings, right? That's it. We're going to be done.
Yeah, that's going to take us to the end of the year.
Absolutely.
This book.
So,
yeah. You can see behind me here, this closet that's been in my background for the last couple of weeks is the Christmas closet where all the Christmas decorations are. So it's open and there's boxes around because my office just becomes chaos when it's time for holiday decorating, I guess.
I'm excited. Alrighty. It has been a week since we recorded last, so I don't really remember what happened. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
You're right. Yes.
It's been 2 weeks.
My goodness. So that means, that I'm trying to remember, I'm grasping at something that's not there.
It was a lot of kings.
Yes.
It was just so many kings. Like, we cycled through many, many, many of them and, like, all the bad things that they did. And
I think you pretty much summed it up,
I think that was pretty much it. That was the main things. There were like a little bit of fun details here and there, but that was the main thing. I mean, Jace in the bonus episode introduced us to High Places Jr. So that was fun. But mostly it was just grinding through the kings.
Yeah, and I mean, when you say that it was just all the stuff that all these kings did, I mean, really, it was only a part of it because, as we all know, isn't it
in the
written
Book of
down
Chronicles.
in the Book of the Chronicles of the kings
So we're actually not going to ever
Israel,
know what fully happened to these people, which,
correct.
No, but do you really want to know?
I don't want to know every detail.
Is there any part of you in there?
But some people get more fun stories than others, for sure. And some of those stories kind of led up to and then it was going to be really cool, but you're not going to hear about it because it's written in the Book of Chronicles, which you can never access. Too bad.
What if instead, every time it does the whole, but isn't it written down in the Book of the Chronicles of blah, 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 if we thought of it more like a modern day footnote, it's kind of like, and if you want to read more about the full details of their day-to-day transactions
then
and treaties and whatever, please reference this other book. It's like citing your sources. So maybe that's the deal. So we don't have to worry about it so much. It's just like, if we wanted to do a research paper, we could go look that up. I mean, we can't, but at the time, if we could,
the young scholars of these people could reference the Book of the Chronicles of Narnia. Yeah. Okay. Indeed.
Were they so inclined?
Well,
yes.
Isn't it? It's like three more 3 more episodes or something of Kings. Wow, my goodness.
Something like that.
We've been with these Kings a long time. I'm excited to see what happens next, though. It should be interesting. Alrighty, what are you all drinking today?
I am drinking a Modelo Negra. Not too exciting, I guess, but it's just nice. I guess I was kind of feeling that sort of like, the Christmas vacation to Mexico trope. I've never done it, but I've heard that that's like a thing you do
I know a lot of people
to
do
get
that.
away from the cold. But since we can't do that right now, I decided to bring the vacation to me with a beer.
There you go.
Well, that's interesting, because I guess I was kind of trying to go to the like Christmas vacation to Japan trope that pretty much only exists in my life and not in the life of many other people that I know. I just made myself a little oolong high. That's what they call it, like an oolong tea-based highball.
Yeah.
So,
that's fun. Wait,
that's nice.
What's in there?
Literally,
Just tea?
oolong tea, whiskey. That's all you need.
Sometimes some soda water,
Wow.
I think.
Yeah, just a little bit of ice, It's just nice, easy, refreshing,
That's lovely. Yeah, I feel like you got started fairly early again, Dedeker. It's like
I did.
It's 5:00 somewhere for you on Drunk Bible Study days. It's 4:00 somewhere.
Yeah, I did. Honestly, I did not sleep well last night.
no.
I've been running on empty today, so that's why I'm having a little bit of tea as well to hopefully perk me up along with the whiskey.
That's good.
That's interesting because I had the same thing, and I do also have a green tea nearby my beers that I'm kind of alternating with.
This is bizarre.
It is weird, yeah.
Well,
and Emily, what about
you? Need to get better sleep.
What beautiful thing.
I mean, it's fairly beautiful. I feel like I maybe underdid myself today, but it's just a lemon drop martini. So
very nice.
Yeah, I didn't have any vodka in the house, which is what I don't really like vodka. So I made it with gin, and I was like a little worried that it was going to taste terrible, but it's actually quite lovely.
Oh.
So gin, Cointreau, agave, and a whole lemon, and then you rim the outside with sugar, and then have a nice little lemon garnish.
Wow.
It's quite refreshing and delightful. Highly recommend.
It does look very
Sounds
classy
great.
and nice.
Why, thank you. Yes. And you can make it with gin. This is a very floral gin, Hendrick's, and it's still really tasty.
No, I could see that. Like the sort of lemony sugariness with the floral.
Yeah.
That sounds nice, actually. I'd be into that.
Yeah. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. Alrighty. So what are we doing today? What are we reading?
All right. Today we're continuing on with 2 Kings chapters 18 and 19. Just 2 today. If you want to read along, you can go to drunkbiblestudy.com/read and type in 2 Kings 18-19. As we get started, we want to remind everyone to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen to us while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time. At the same time. And with that, 2 Kings 18. Let's read the Bible. Now, it happened in the 3rd year of Hoshea, son of Elah, king of Israel, that Hezekiah, the son of Ahaz, king of Judah, began to reign.
I think that's Hezekiah.
Hezekiah.
At least that's how it was taught to
Hezekiah.
me. Hezekiah could be more accurate, but it was always...
No,
I grew up in Hezekiah.
I'll defer to you, Dedeker, for sure. Yeah, you know all things Bible. You're teaching me here.
I mean, we
we're
don't
teaching
know all
each
things.
other.
We're all learning together. Yeah.
That's true. Okay. Hezekiah. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem.
Wow.
And his mother's name was Abi. Abi, A-B-I, the daughter of Zechariah. He did that which was right in the eyes of Yahweh, according to all that David his father had done. He removed the high places. Well,
finally.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody
Yeah.
does.
Finally.
Holy
Someone
crap.
got their act
Good
together.
job. Wow. Is this why you know this person? Wait.
Oh,
what is-
Hezekiah?
Hezekiah?
You know what? Literally, all I could tell you about Hezekiah is that what I was...
That's his name?
That's his name.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
that's all
also
I got.
Okay, well.
I also was like, yeah, I know this name, but I have no idea why.
Is it a book?
Well-
Is Hezekiah a book of the Bible? Is
I don't know.
Hezekiah a book in this Bible?
There could also
Of
be
ours?
another.
Brady's like, no.
There could also be another character named Hezekiah at some point. Maybe.
Probably.
don't know.
There will be.
I guess it came
Okay,
up
well-
at some point.
He was a very good boy. So he removed the high places and broke the pillars and cut down the Asherah and he broke in pieces the brazen serpent that Moses had made.
What?
I don't know what this means.
That's still around?
Do you remember that, Emily, from years ago on this podcast?
He broke the brazen serpent that Moses had made.
There was
that like an Aaron's rod sitch or something?
No.
There was an outbreak of serpents among the Israelites that kept biting them and
like fire
killing
serpents or something.
Fire serpents, yeah. And Moses made this brazen serpent and put it on a rod, and when people would see it, they'd be healed.
Cured. Yeah.
They'd be cured of what?
The serpent infestation.
Okay,
and we looked it up in the bonus episode. We looked it up, and there's a theory that it was actually a particular type of parasitic worm that's really painful. That may have actually been what it was referring to.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so he broke in pieces the brazen serpents that Moses had made.
I'm amazed that's still around. I thought for sure somebody lost that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was important. For to those days the children of Israel did burn incense to it. So I guess it was effectively acting as what a thing, a deity,
an idol. Didn't that happen back then? Also, wasn't that part of the problem? Is that he raised up the serpent and it healed everybody, and then they started worshiping the serpent, and Moses was like, "Oh my God, you idiots!"
That sounds like something that they would do.
I think that happened.
I mean, it sounds like something they would do. I don't remember that happening, but I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can look that up.
Any excuse
refresh
to
our
worship,
memory and everyone else's.
Yeah, any excuse to worship something that's not Yahweh, they just
literally
love
anything
it.
other than Yahweh.
They just love it. Yeah,
that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. For to those days the children of Israel did burn incense to it, and he called it Neshchuan.
Okay.
He trusted in I don't know. He called it Leslie. He trusted in Yahweh, the God of Israel, so that after him was none like him among all the kings of Judah, nor among them that were before him. That's like a word problem. What just happened? So that after him were none like him among all the king of Judah, nor among them that were before him.
I see. Yeah, the hymn has gotten a little confusing, I think. The message says...
Yeah, because are they talking about Yahweh or are they talking about...
Hezekiah. Yeah.
Hezekiah.
Okay, so the message says, Hezekiah put his whole trust in the God of Israel. There was no king quite like him either before or after. So I think Hezekiah, they're saying like this guy ruled. This guy was awesome.
Yes. Okay. For he joined with Yahweh, he didn't depart from following him, but kept his commandments, which Yahweh commanded Moses.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yahweh was with him wherever he went forth, he prospered, and he rebelled against the king of Assyria and didn't serve him.
Oh,
that's great.
Also good.
Well done.
Great. Love that.
He struck the Philistines to Gaza and the borders of it, from the tower of the watchman to the fortified city. It happened in the 4th year of King Hezekiah, which was the 7th year of Hoshea, son of Elah, king of Israel, that Shalmaneser.
Oh yeah, that's my class in World of Warcraft these days.
Shalmaneser, king of Assyria.
I'm a level 65 Shalmaneser.
That's good.
Really?
Destruction spec? No.
Okay, I don't know. You used to play that game.
I
don't know.
Currently play it.
She's back in.
Started playing it again. That's not something I'm comfortable talking about on this podcast.
I've heard tales, Dedeker.
Yes,
you
there are tales.
Strap it in.
Anyway, Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, came up against Samaria and besieged it.
At the end of 3 years, they took it. In the 6th year of Hezekiah, which was the 9th year of Hoshea, king of Israel, Samaria was taken. The king of Assyria carried Israel away to Assyria and put them in Hala, and on the harbor, the river of Gozan, and in the cities of the Medes, because they didn't obey the voice of Yahweh their God, but transgressed his covenant, even all that Moses the servant of Yahweh commanded, and would not hear it nor do it.
Okay, I feel like we traveled a lot just then.
Yeah,
so the Assyrians
a bunch of stuff happened.
Carried away the Israelites? Is that what I'm gathering?
Yeah, okay, so something...
I just read it, but
something we talked about last time is that the kingdom of Israel now. So Hezekiah is king of Judah. The kingdom of Israel, that other king they mentioned, I've already forgotten his name, Hoshea. He's the last king of Israel because they get captured by the Assyrians. So that's what when he said that that city was captured, that's meaning like the capital of Israel was taken, and so now Israel is occupied by the Assyrians. So the fact that Hezekiah,
have we gone back in time?
Well, because we're jumping back and forth between the two. So Hoshea started as king before Hezekiah starts as king in Judah. And then Hoshea gets conquered by the Assyrians, and Israel's now gone while Hezekiah keeps going. So that's why we sort of we've jumped back over and we've gone back in time a little bit. Same as we've been doing, yeah. But that's what's significant is they're basically saying like they took all the Israelites, they captured them all, they occupied their city, and they relocated them to somewhere else. So like they're doing real bad over there in Israel.
Yikes. Well, what else is new? Now, in the 14th year of King Hezekiah here we go, Sennacherib, king of Assyria, come up against all the fortified cities of Judah and took them. Hezekiah, king of Judah, sent to the king of Assyria to Lachish, saying, I have offended, return from me, that which you put on me will I bear.
So the Assyrians are now trying to get Judah and the Judah cities, and Hezekiah is like, ooh, I'm sorry, what can I do to get this back from you? Or how can I make this up to you?
Yeah, basically saying like, I'll pay you off. He's trying to do the move that several of the other kings have done.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a move we know and love.
Yes.
Hezekiah, I will bear. The king of Assyria appointed to Hezekiah, king of Judah, 300 talents of silver and 30 talents of gold. Hezekiah gave him all the silver that was found in the house of Yahweh and in the treasures of the king's house. Is this going to be a bad boy? Is
I don't know. I don't know. Is it bad that he's giving away Yahweh's silver?
I don't know.
Or is it good that he's preserving Judah as Judah?
Guess we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out. At that time, did Hezekiah cut off the gold from the doors? Oh, did he like literally cut off the gold from the doors?
Yeah, I think he's like dismantling parts of the temple
like, grabbing,
to get gold.
He is like going through couch cushions. It's
seriously
bad.
There's like little griffin arms or something, and he's like tearing the arms off and like giving them. Yeah, okay. So at the time, did Hezekiah cut off the gold from the doors of the temple of Yahweh and from the pillars which Hezekiah, king of Judah, had overlaid, and gave it to the king of Assyria. The king of Assyria sent Tartan and Rabsaris and Rabshakeh.
Like a Scottish tartan?
That's what I thought, but then I don't know what these other two words are.
These are
Rabsaris and Rabshakeh.
I have no idea.
Rabshakeh.
From Lachish to King Hezekiah with a great army to Jerusalem. They went up and came to Jerusalem. When they were come up, they came and stood by the conduit of the upper pool, which is in the highway of the fuller's field.
Cool.
When they had called to the king, there came out to them Elikim, the son of Hilkiah, who was over the household, and Shebaniah, the
Excuse me, can you say that again?
Shebaniah, the scribe, and Joha, the son of Aspah, the recorder.
Wow. Okay.
Playing his recorder.
He's like hopefully better than all of this little first graders were that got gifted a recorder in first grade
and bothered their parents for
ever. I'm just like, please take that away. Rabshakeh said to them, say you now to Hezekiah, thus says the great king, the king of Assyria, what confidence is this in which you trust? You say, but they are vain words. There is counsel and strength for the war. Now on whom do you trust that you have rebelled against me?
So this sounds like some prime dialogue for the message.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jace, please help us here.
And it's a delight. So the third officer, the Rabshakeh, was the spokesman. He said, tell Hezekiah, a message from the great king, the king of Assyria, again. You're living in a world of make-believe, of pious fantasy. It's like, is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Do you think that mere words are any substitute for military strategy and troops? So he's kind of taunting him, I guess, like a message
Throwing
from
some shade.
the king of Assyria taunting him. Yeah. There's more, but you haven't read it yet. And I think it's also Dedeker's turn. Or no, my turn. Oh, gosh.
It's
Yeah,
your
you gotta
turn.
take over.
Yeah, we split this chapter in half.
21. Yeah.
Okay, from verse 21. Now, so this is still part of this this sort of threat, I guess. Now,
Okay.
behold, you trust on the staff of this bruised reed, even on Egypt, whereon, if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is...
I'm sorry?
Huh?
Let me
Say that
finish.
again?
Let me finish this. Okay, I'm going to take the whole sentence.
Yeah,
Take
from
the
the
whole
beginning.
sentence.
Okay.
So before that, he said, now on whom do you trust that you've rebelled against me? I'm being like, who do you think you are that you're rebelling against me? Now behold, the shoot, I can't even do it. Now behold, you trust on the staff of this bruised reed, even on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all who trust him.
Okay, yes. He's painting a metaphor.
A
He's
word
a poet.
picture.
Yes, he's a poet. He's saying that just like a bent reed, where if you lean on it, it's gonna hurt you because it's pokey. It's the same thing
It's like a
with
bad
Pharaoh.
staff to lean
that
on because it's pokey.
he's gonna poke you, if you know what I mean,
Poke ya.
and betray you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's
Cool.
the deal. But if you tell me, we trust in Yahweh our God, isn't that he whose high places and whose altars Hezekiah has taken away, and has said to Judah and to Jerusalem, you shall worship before this altar in Jerusalem?
No.
No.
I thought that those
Yeah.
high places were the bad high places.
Yeah, he took away the bad high places, the non-Yahweh endorsed high places.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't.
Who is this guy?
Maybe he doesn't understand.
Who does this guy think he is?
Yeah.
He doesn't have
Yeah,
any of his
what-
facts straight.
No. What's going on here?
I think that he maybe doesn't understand the difference between the different gods.
Oh, he's like, I don't know what kind of
He just took down all these
ridiculous business you're
temples.
getting
So
up
like,
to.
how
Yeah.
are you
What?
going to pray to gods if you took down all your temples?
Why? Because he just thinks that like there's a ton of gods, and it
It's 'cause
doesn't
he
matter
cannot-
who we're
From his culture, he
praying
cannot
to.
comprehend a single god being so jealous
Okay.
as to be like, you need to get rid of every
Maybe
Beyonce
that's
and
it.
every
Yeah, well,
Christian
I mean,
Bale,
you know,
and I just can't
Fair.
stand it. Yeah.
Right.
fair that he doesn't understand that. Okay.
He's still continuing on. Now, therefore, please give pledges to my master, the king of Assyria, and I will give you 2,000 horses. If you are able on your part to
That's
set
a lot of horses.
if you are able on your part to set riders on them, another little jab there. I'm like, give you 2,000
You got
horses
riders?
if you even got enough people to ride them. You know,
Do you think we still have Solomon's horse city around, or do you think that got conquered and turned into something else already?
That was 40,000 horses.
do you think
or
it already got
something?
turned into like a parking lot or apartment complex or something?
Oh,
I wonder. Yeah, I mean, I don't know
I
if
hope
that was
those-
in Judah or if that was in Israel. Because if it was in
Pay
Israel,
for city, put up a parking lot.
okay.
good.
Cute.
Okay. So give pledges to my master, the king of Assyria, and I'll give you 2,000 horses if you can even find people to ride them. Now then, how then can you turn away the face of one captain of the least of my master's servants and put your trust on Egypt for chariots and for horsemen? Am I now
They probably know how to ride.
come up without Yahweh against this place to destroy it? Yahweh said to me, go up against this land and destroy it. I think that's the end of this one person talking. This has been very confusing.
Got it.
Okay.
No problem.
I'm just going to check the message here.
Yeah, please.
So, yeah, he's saying, well then, how do you think you're going to turn back even one raw buck private from my master's troops?
What?
Excuse me? What?
It's not,
What?
not any better, the message.
What's a buck private?
One raw
Like
buck
a private. What?
Jace, okay, what was the name of the man who wrote the message?
I always have to look it up because it's a very forgettable name.
I feel like I need to address this man by name.
Okay, yeah, here, I'll tell you. The message is Eugene Peterson.
Eugene.
Eugene.
Gene. Good old Gene.
Eugene.
Gene. Come on
Gene
now,
Peets.
Gene. Gene.
You do some good
Gene?
stuff sometimes, but every now and then you really just drop the ball here.
Okay,
Buck
a raw
private.
buck private.
Buck wild, I'll tell you.
Buck wild, raw private. So he's like, you couldn't even turn back one of my rawest, buckest boys.
Can I point out to all y'all that we have not cast a single person in this
Shoot. Because they keep
thing.
coming
Well,
and going so
listen,
fast.
there's no reason.
Okay, it's
Listen,
literally...
there's no reason to cast
No,
anyone
yeah,
because
we just
this
call
is
up central casting in LA and we're just like, give me just 20 people who maybe
Yeah.
a handful of them are 18 to play younger because we got some tiny baby boys, but everybody else that just looks generically kingly and
Yeah.
just send them all to me. Non-union, union, I don't care. Like, we're doing bulk casting at this point
No,
with all
totally.
these kings.
Yeah.
totally.
However,
yeah.
Hezekiah, because he's supposed to be like the best king there ever was, he could get cast maybe.
Okay.
I need to see how long he sticks around.
Okay. All right.
That's the
All
thing.
right.
Even some of the people that seem like they were at least a little interesting, this could be like a montage of kings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this could be one episode of the movie.
This is how all the producers,
I don't know.
aka us, like
One
shoehorn
moment.
all our family members
Yeah,
into
you're
it
right.
to have a cameo. We're
Oh,
just
there
like,
you go.
okay,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, Auntie,
Yeah.
yeah, I know you want to be in a movie. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right.
my mom will be one of the moms.
You know what? Yeah. Like Annalisa
Yeah.
says in the chat, can we all be kings? Yes.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
that's our
Like,
Patreon
yeah,
tier.
totes.
It's a new
Everyone's
yeah.
a king.
It's a
king for
Patreon
you,
tier. There
and
you
a king
go.
for you, and you
Yeah.
get a king, and you get a king. It's great.
perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. So this is
Perfect.
the end of the line in the
Okay.
message. How long are you going to hold on to that figment of your imagination? These hoped for Egyptian chariots and horses. Do you
Wow,
think
okay.
I've come up here to destroy this country without the express approval of God? The fact is that God expressly ordered me attack and destroy this country. End of quote.
Did he? I don't know if he did.
Boy, okay, no.
Wait, Hezekiah
This
said that?
is Hezekiah saying this? Are the Assyrian? Who is saying this?
No, this was one of the generals
I call
from where?
BS.
From Assyria?
from.
From
It was
Judah?
the third officer, Rob Shaka. And Rob
Schneider.
Rob Schneider. Okay, we'll cast him as Rob Shaka. I love
Yeah,
that.
cast Rob
That's
Schneider.
the most I'm comfortable
He's
with Rob
coming to-
Schneider touching this film.
He's come into the restaurant before.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
He's a
Oh, really?
fun guy.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've met him.
Well, you should tell him next time he comes in that he's been cast in our movie.
we got
I'm like, by the way, I've got
roll.
an offer for you.
Right for
Don't
him.
have to. Don't worry. Here's an offer.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Once restaurants are a thing again.
Yeah.
Because they are not right now.
So I
Okay.
had to scroll way, way back in this chapter. So this was the king of Assyria sent his top 3 military chiefs, and Rob Shaka was one of
Okay.
them. So
So
one of
they're-
those guys.
So we think they're bluffing
Schneider.
because they don't have Yahweh. They're
It
Assyrians.
seems that way. Yeah. Yeah.
Unless Yahweh's kind of playing both sides of the fence here, which I would
I
not
mean,
put it
knowing
past
him-
him.
Knowing him,
Yeah. Anything's
All right.
possible. Okay.
anything.
Okay. Then said Eliakim, Duvakin, Eliakim,
Dovahkiin.
the son of Hilkiah and Shebna, to Joah. Sorry, and Joah. How are you the son of so many people? Then said Eliakim,
That's a great question.
the son of
He has
Hilkiah
12
and
dads.
Shebna and Joah. So they had sort of a
It's
polyamorous
got to be
triad.
nesting dads.
that- yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nesting dads? Like
Well,
they're like
no.
the Russian nesting dolls?
No.
Right.
You take one off and
A
here's
dad-
a new
It's
dad.
a dad Troshka.
A dad. That's good. That's good, actually.
Oh my god.
I wonder if that would be a. Gosh, because matryoshka comes from the word mat, which is mother,
Exactly.
and the word father is atyets. So it'd be like an
Atryoshka.
atyetryoshka.
It's-
Atyetryoshka.
I mean, it's atrocious for sure.
Hmm.
Can I ask you, in Russian, is the last name like A or O? And if they have the same last name, like I know 2 Russian figure skating coaches, Tamara Moskvina and Igor Moskvin,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and they're okay. So that's how
the,
it goes.
the masculine and feminine form of the last name.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. Totally.
Thanks.
Okay. All right.
Got it. Okay. Now back to your regularly scheduled Bible program. Cool.
So then said, so Eliakim, so this guy, by the way, I did look this up in the message. This guy's from Judah. So this is
Okay.
now like the response, I guess.
Okay. To all that shade.
So he says to Rob Shaka, please speak please speak to your servants in the Syrian language, for we understand it. And don't speak with us in the Jews' language, in the ears of the people who are on the wall.
Gracious.
Are they like, because you're butchering our language and it's embarrassing?
Or is it like we want to keep it secret from our own people?
Yeah.
Gosh, okay. Let's find out. But Rabshakeh said to them, has my master sent me to your master and to you to speak these words? Hasn't he sent me to the men who sit on the wall to eat their own dung and to drink their own water with you?
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Whoa,
what?
Whoa. This took a turn.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
What?
Okay. But
we'll have to
the message,
look this up.
The message again.
Okay, please the message. Please.
We weren't sent with a private message to your master and you. This is public, a message to everyone within earshot. After all...
Why is he Keanu Reeves?
I wasn't thinking Keanu Reeves, but yeah, I guess that sort of California bro sort of thing. After all, they're involved in this. Oh, wait, didn't we get... This was Rob Schneider, right? This is Rabshakeh talking again.
It's kind of similar.
I couldn't do a Rob Schneider voice. I couldn't even,
okay. We can
conjure
imagine
that
it.
to mind. After all, they're involved in this as well as you. If you don't come to terms, they'll be eating their own turds and drinking their own pee right along with you.
Okay. Major points to Eugene.
Got it.
Yeah.
For using the word turd.
Got it, Eugene.
Good.
Major points. I hope somewhere he rests, or he's already dead, huh? Shoot.
Is
he
he?
is,
Yeah, I
he
think
is
we found
dead,
out he already
yes,
died.
yeah.
Well, I hope before he died, he at least had a little private chuckle to himself that, like, he's probably the only person who managed to slip the word turds into a translation of the Bible.
translation.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like that.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you'll be drinking your own water is the code that we use in the
Now,
World English Bible.
but now to back up, I don't quite logically understand how that's going to happen. As in, like, we're gonna like
We're gonna beat you so
siege
bad.
you so hard and beat you so
yeah.
bad that not only you're going to be eating, you can't even eat your own babies. It's going to be eating
Just
your
turds,
own
yeah.
turds.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Then Rabshakeh stood and cried with a loud voice in the Jews' language and spoke, saying, Hear you the word of the great king, the king of Assyria? Thus says the king, don't let Hezekiah deceive you, for he will not be able to deliver you out of his hand. Neither let Hezekiah make you trust in Yahweh, saying, Yahweh will surely deliver us, and this city shall not be given into the hand of the king of Assyria. Don't listen to Hezekiah, for thus says the king of Assyria, make your peace with me, and come out to me, and eat you every one of his vine, and every one of his fig tree. That line again.
Yeah.
And everyone drink the waters of his own cistern.
And that's not your own pee, though.
Yeah.
We're talking about different
Is that what-
waters
Not
that are your own waters.
your own
This
cistern.
is
yeah.
this is a huge persuasion check going on right now, where he's trying to convince
The whole city,
everyone
Yeah.
in their own language, hey, Yahweh's actually with us. Don't follow
Wait,
Hezekiah.
the Assyrians are?
Yes, the Assyrians are trying to bluff their way to victory here.
Yeah, I mean, it might not be that much of a bluff. It does seem like they're the stronger force here, but we'll see.
Okay.
He's still talking. Until I come and take you away to a land like your own land, a land of grain and new wine, a land of bread and vineyards, a land of olive trees and of honey, that you may live and not die. And don't listen to Hezekiah. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. Don't listen to Hezekiah when he persuades you, saying, Yahweh will deliver us. Has any of the gods of the nations ever delivered his land out of the hand of the king of Assyria? Have
I
they?
guess so far,
I can't recall.
So far, the only thing that's delivered us out of the hand of Assyria has been buying him off with gold that we scraped from our doors.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
trying
So-
to. Yeah, we tried to do that.
Maybe indirectly that's through Yahweh, but
Yeah.
Right. Well, so any of the gods of other nations, I think, because it goes on to say, where are the gods of Hamath and of Arpad? Where are the gods of Sepharvaim and Henna and Ivvah? Have they delivered Samaria out of my hand? Who are they among all the gods of the countries that have delivered their country out of my hand? that Yahweh should deliver Jerusalem out of my hand. But,
okay, so if all these other gods couldn't pull this off, no way Yahweh is also going to pull this off for you.
Come
exactly.
on. It's Yah's.
But
Good old Yahweh.
it's the rock. But
yeah.
the people held their peace and answered him not a word. For the king's commandment was, saying, don't answer him. It's very simple, straight to the point.
Great.
Good.
Then came Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah, who was over the household, and Shebna the scribe, and Joah, the son of Asaph the recorder, to Hezekiah with their clothes torn, and told him the words of Rabshakeh.
Okay, so they're the messengers telling him all the shade that has been thrown by Rob Schneider.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
That's
Rob
the end
Schneider
of the chapter.
said this to Hezekiah.
This is some good drama.
Rob Schneider said this to Eliakim and Shebna the scribe and Joah the son of Asaph the recorder. He said it to them, and then they
What
went
if we
to
just
Hezekiah.
cast a recorder? Just like gets like set down gently.
I was thinking maybe we could find whoever it is that made that My Heart Will Go On recorder version, the like bad.
That's good.
The
That'll
bad
be the
Titanic.
that's the theme song for this little troop of men.
A recorder is used in that song already, right? At the beginning?
No, that's like
What,
a
is that, a flute?
flute or
Or
something.
a flute, maybe. I
I'm not
actually
going to
don't
use
know.
a recorder.
You could
No,
no.
It
Jace,
sounds
okay, hold on, Jace.
It sounds recording-esque.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Jace, you're the music major. Are recorders used anywhere outside of a first grade classroom?
Okay, yes, I will tell my story. I did
In an orchestra?
I did attend a concert in conservatory where
It was all
there are
recorders.
historical recorder players.
Historical.
Historical
Oof.
in what?
Fancy.
It's a I mean, a historical is a pretty ancient instrument. It's relatively simple compared to like all the mechanics that
true.
are involved in a
That's
modern
true.
day flute or something like that. A recorder is pretty straightforward in terms of how you make the notes. No, it's actually used in a lot of, I want to say, like medieval and some Renaissance music. Recorder was still
Yeah.
a
hear that.
thing, and it's still
hear
used
that.
in modern day, but more as a novelty, I guess. But like,
Someone's asking in the chat, yeah, can you explain a recorder? It's not it's not a this, it's a this.
So Emily, it was like,
So
it's
it's kind
not a flute that you hold up to the side of your face. It's a flute you hold down from your face.
But like a short clarinet, like a
Like
short
a short clarinet,
oboe.
just finger holes. You know,
okay.
you can play like the freaking Hobbit's theme from Lord of the Rings on it, and it sounds pretty good. Or if you're a first grader,
I'll
you can
have
play
you
Hot
know-
Cross Buns 60 billion times.
I'll have you know that an ocarina, like I
An
brought home an
ocarina.
ocarina.
That's what the orcs
and
play.
Jace, and I was like not able to play it at all. And Jace was like, okay, let me just like play around here. And he like played it perfectly
Yeah,
immediately.
Jace has
It was
this
ridiculous.
weird-
I wanted to
Yeah, Jace has
sock
this weird
him.
skill where he can literally pick up any instrument. He's just like, no,
And he's just like,
and
I
he's just
don't
like,
know. Let me
plays
see.
this
Oh,
beautiful like
I wasn't okay.
concerto.
It was really
off
impressive.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very impressive.
It wasn't quite like that, but you did have a music book with it, so I was able to be like, boop, 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 you know.
It was
No,
really
you can
cool.
just figure out whatever. Just hand him like a chopstick and a tin can, and he'll find a way to play it beautifully.
Yeah.
I mean, that one
cool.
sounds pretty easy. Just kind of like ding, 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 ding. No, okay, yeah.
Anyway.
Here's my quick explanation of recorders. So,
Okay, please.
a
Everyone needs to hear
recorder.
this.
Okay, basically, like a recorder is just a wooden tube with at one end there is
It's like that little notchy notch, like that you cut out of a whistle almost.
yeah, kind of like that. Like that thing is sort of acting as the reed and is causing the vibrations to go down the tube. And then there's a bunch of holes along the tube that you cover up with your fingers. And the more of those you cover, effectively, the longer you're making the tube. And so the lower the frequency is going to be. So when you cover all of them, you're playing the lowest note. And when you have them all open, you're playing the highest note. And then you can do different combinations of those. So like a modern day recorder and a flute and pretty much all of our woodwind instruments work the same way. But instead of just covering the holes with your fingers, it's like you push a button that has a little pad that comes down and covers a hole so that you can reach holes on like that are
So all our
further
modern
away.
woodwinds are just like more complex versions of the recorder, is what you're saying.
Right, right. With potentially a different way of making the like initial vibration, whether it's a double reed like an oboe or bassoon, if it's a single reed like a clarinet, or if it's blowing over an aperture, which is what the recorder is, and also like a flute. So there's different ways.
So how much was your tuition for music conservatory total?
A lot, probably.
How
like a college tuition.
how much are we talking for
I mean,
getting the benefit of this wisdom right
if
now?
you want to, I mean, probably $120,000
Ooh.
at full price.
Wow.
I mean, I did not pay that amount of money to them, but some amount of money of that amount was paid somehow, I guess.
And this is what you get, folks. You get
This
this
is what you get, yeah.
deep recorder knowledge.
$120,000 worth of recording knowledge, recorder knowledge, and amazing,
And
like
then
just right out of the box ocarina playing.
yeah, and then you get that for free now, listening to Drunk Bible Study.
Yeah.
So
Okay, all right, okay. Well, so that is a good segue to talk about how can people give back to
Just spent so
thank
much
you.
money
contribute your
years
part
ago
of
learning
this.
to
Yes.
record.
And we're back with the second half of Drunk Recorder Study. In this half, we're going to be continuing on talking about apertures and how those can affect the octave that you're playing on a recorder and sort of the physics of that. Seems impossible, but it's possible. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm just getting a memo right now that actually this is Drunk Bible Study we're recording. But if you would like Drunk Music Instrument Study, let us know, because
Please.
we're always looking for new podcasts to start.
We can't.
Don't give them any more ideas.
Yeah, we can't do another podcast, Jace. We can't.
No.
That's too many babies. It's just too many babies.
I think we could do another
Just
one.
too many.
I think we're ready
Just
for
too
another
many.
baby. That's what I'm saying.
Oh gosh.
All that he
We
wants
haven't-
is another baby.
Another baby.
Baby.
Another podcast,
Is
baby.
another podcast. He's going
Okay.
tomorrow, boy. Okay.
I'm going to read this chapter of the Bible.
'Kay.
It happened when King Hezekiah heard it, and it being the shade that the king of
that
Assyria,
stuff that we just
Yes.
said
That Rob
in the
Schneider.
previous chapter.
Yeah. that he tore his clothes and covered himself with sackcloth
No.
and went into the house of Yahweh,
Boy.
which is looking exceedingly less and less glittery and gold.
Yeah,
Okay.
seriously.
Silver and gold.
He sent Eliakim, who was over the household, and Shebna the scribe, and the elders of the priests, covered with sackcloth, to Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amoz.
Whoa, Isaiah.
Yeah, I didn't think.
Is this like a guy?
Is this
that
the
we
same
know?
Isaiah? The Isaiah? Is this the Isaiah?
I think it might be the Isaiah, but I don't know. Brady says it's the
Whoa.
same
What
one.
Isaiah?
Wow.
What Isaiah?
Okay, well, there's a
What?
book of Isaiah
He's got his whole
that we're
book.
gonna get
Oh.
to.
Yeah.
He's a
Is it soon?
I mean,
ish.
After Psalms and Chronicles and
I have to
stuff?
get through a lot of stuff. He's a big deal prophet.
big deal.
Isaiah is generally credited as being the one prophesying the coming of Christ, if you're in the Christian tradition, or just the coming of the Messiah generally.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's Isaiah. Wow.
Take your word for it.
He just kind of
Here he
slides in
is.
here. I didn't realize this
He
was his
slid
debut.
into our DMs.
Yeah.
He really did.
He
Now,
slid into
and
our
was
chapter
like,
19.
Hey, girl. Hey.
This is one we will definitely need a cast. We can maybe think on it a little, since we're only going to get a
Ooh.
taste probably right now. But
Okay.
this is a
Okay, I gotta think
big
about
part
Isaiah.
to cast. If we got if we got like a big star that we really want a good role for,
Big star.
yeah,
Okay. We'll think about a big star.
We haven't put
Okay.
George Clooney in anything. I just saw him in
that's fun.
Ocean's 11, which is an old flick.
Good. That's
It
good.
was-
Okay.
I don't know.
And we'll
Just
think about
throwing-
Isaiah.
Just throwing him in there, in the mix.
They said to him, "Thus says Hezekiah, this day is a day of trouble and of rebuke and of rejection, for the children are come to the birth, and there is not strength to bring forth." Or making some kind of weird birthing metaphor that
What
I'm
book?
having trouble
By
following.
book, I mean birth? What birth?
The children are come to the birth, and there is not strength to bring forth. It may be Yahweh your God will hear all the words of Rabshakeh, whom the king of Assyria his master has sent to defy the living God, and will rebuke the words which Yahweh your God has heard.
Okay.
Therefore,
Cool.
Lift up your prayer for the remnant that is left. So the servants of King Hezekiah came to Isaiah. Isaiah said to them, Thus shall you tell your master. Thus says Yahweh, Don't be afraid of the words that you have heard, with which the servants of the king of Assyria have blasphemed me. Behold, I will put a spirit in him, and he shall hear news, and shall return to his own land, and I will cause him to fall by the sword in his own land.
Whoa.
So Rabshakeh returned and found the king of Assyria warring against Libnah, for he had heard that he was departed from Lachish. When he heard say of Tirhakah, king of Ethiopia, Behold, he has come out to fight against you. He sent messengers again to Hezekiah, saying, Thus shall you speak to Hezekiah, king of Judah, saying, Don't let your God in whom you trust deceive you, saying, Jerusalem shall not be given into the hand of the king of Assyria.
Wait.
Yes?
Is Isaiah
No.
saying all this?
No. We got to back up.
I'm sorry.
Hezekiah's posse goes to Isaiah being like, oh my God, did you hear what the Assyrians were saying? What if Yahweh is on their side? And Isaiah's like, don't worry.
Nah.
Yahweh says, don't listen to them. I'm going to send them back to their own land, and I'm going to kill the king of Assyria. He's going to die in his own land, so don't you even worry about it. And so the king of Ethiopia somehow gets involved, and they're like warring against Libnah, and then Assyria is sending messengers again to Hezekiah being like, Yahweh's lying when he's saying to you that Jerusalem's not going to be handed. There's a lot of back and forth and doublespeak here, and it's very confusing.
But thank you for the recap because I zoned out.
I hope that's correct. I really hope that's correct. Behold, you have heard what the kings of Assyria have done to all lands by destroying them utterly, and shall you be delivered? Okay, he's kind of doubling down on the shade. He's like, we're leaving, but don't think that this means we're going to go easy on you. Have the gods of the nations delivered them, which my fathers have destroyed? Gozan and Haran and Rezeph and the children of Eden that were in Telassar? Where is the king of Hamath and the king of Arpad and the king of the city of Sepharvaim, of Henna and Iva?
This is the same list when he was like, where are these gods? Yeah.
Yes,
I'm sorry. I have to say this. Every time that I read all of those like henna, I was like, henna, no mess around, like that 90s song.
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I never know the words though, because
nobody knows.
I don't know either. Nobody knows.
Around.
Yeah. And just I was like, that's
henna.
The song came out of.
Mm-hmm.
Hezekiah received the letter from the hand of the messengers and read it. And Hezekiah went up to the house of Yahweh and spread it before Yahweh. Hezekiah prayed before Yahweh and said, Yahweh, the God of Israel, who sit above the cherubim, you are the God. Even you alone, of all the kingdoms of the earth, you have made heaven and earth. Incline your ear, Yahweh, and hear. Open your eyes, Yahweh, and see.
Wait, so like, do the other gods just like hang out in Yahweh's like heaven and earth?
What's giving you that impression? Or was that just a random question?
Because they just were like, God, you've made heaven and earth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, there's other gods though, so like, where do they hang out?
Well, that's kind of the whole thing, is that Yahweh's kind of on this PR campaign of like, I'm the only God, and therefore there's no space for other gods because he made heaven and he made it for himself, and so we gotta get rid of Beyonce.
Though, I mean, I also think that, as we talked about way back in Genesis, at this time when they're writing this, heaven isn't a separate place. They literally just mean like the sky, as in like the heavens.
Oh.
So when you say you made the heavens and the earth, it's not like he made this like separate plane of existence called heaven and this other plane of existence.
The sky.
Yeah, it's just kind of like you made everything, like the sky and the land.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's kind of a different concept, I think.
Open your eyes, Yahweh, and see, and hear the words of Sennacherib, with which he has sent him to defy the living God. Of a truth, Yahweh, the kings of Assyria have laid waste the nations and their lands, and have cast their gods into the fire, for they were no gods, but the work of men's hands, wood and stone, and therefore they have destroyed them. Now, therefore, Yahweh, our God. Save you us, I beg you, out of his hand, that all the kingdoms of the earth may know that you, Yahweh, are God alone. Okay, this is a pretty good speech to give to Yahweh. I think he's hitting all the important points of really stroking his ego.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that whole thing you just read in the message is indented, like, because it's like
it's
all a prayer, kind of, like a song prayer or something. Yeah.
Song prayer. Yeah.
Then Isaiah the son of Amoz sent to Hezekiah, saying, Thus says Yahweh, the God of Israel, whereas you have prayed...
Wait, this is from Isaiah?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
This is...
Oh.
Yes.
No, this is great.
Wait.
So, like, Hezekiah...
Isaiah, like,
First
says
it was
this?
Hezekiah. Hezekiah did the song prayer. Now Isaiah is coming in.
But it's like,
Okay.
but it's like he prayed, like left a voice message for Yahweh, and then Isaiah
Yahweh.
says something to
I got
Hezekiah.
some
So
stuff
it's
to
like,
tell you, man.
right?
So it's like Isaiah is the answering machine, the answering service.
I think so.
Wait,
yeah,
channeling?
I think that's what's happening here.
Okay. Truly a prophet. How you doing, Emily?
I'm good. That's just I just like thought of Isaiah like as an answering machine. Like he transfigured himself into an answering machine, and then he pressed his button, and he was like, "Yo, God, I got something real deep to talk to you about, man."
I think he's.
Hey,
This is coming back the other way. This is like, you have one message from Yahweh. You know, that kind of a thing.
Yahweh.
Okay. Then Isaiah, the son of Amoz, sent to Hezekiah, saying, Thus says Yahweh, the God of Israel, whereas you have prayed to me against Sennacherib, king of Assyria, I have heard you. This is the word that Yahweh has spoken concerning him.
I love that we so often go like 3 levels deep. Where it's like
Yahweh is Inception.
Isaiah says, God says, and then God says, yo, I heard you. This is what you need to say to the other guy. Like, it's like we're like 3 levels deep in who's saying what to whom. Yeah.
The virgin daughter of Zion.
Okay, sorry.
This is a very strong lemon thing.
The virgin daughter. Okay, we gotta keep it together. We got like
Keep it together,
17 more verses here. Okay.
Okay.
The virgin daughter of Zion has despised you and ridiculed you. Okay. The daughter of Jerusalem has shaken her head at you.
Not cool, man.
Nuh-uh. Whom have you defied and blasphemed? And against whom have you exalted your voice and lifted up your eyes on high? Even against the Holy One of Israel. By your messengers you have defied the Lord, and have said, With the multitude of my chariots am I come up to the height of the mountains, to the innermost parts of Lebanon, and I will cut down the tall cedars of it, and the choice fir trees of it, and I will enter into his farthest lodging place, the forest of his fruitful field.
That's gotta be a euphemism, right?
Yeah, that was definitely a euphemism.
I have dug and drunk strange waters. I mean, all this talk of people drinking their own pee.
Yeah,
Who's talking?
This is Isaiah saying that Yahweh says that Hezekiah should say this in response to Assyria.
And with the sole of my feet will I dry up all the rivers of Egypt. Haven't you heard how I have done it long ago and formed it of ancient times? Now have I brought it to pass that it should be yours to lay waste fortified cities into ruinous heaps.
Wait, on behalf of Yahweh? Hezekiah should say this on behalf of Yahweh. Because it sounds like... Okay.
Hang on, there's some good poetry here. Just bear
No,
with
it's
me.
good. I'm just like,
this.
this sounds like Yahweh talking, not Hezekiah talking for himself.
But it's Isaiah's telling Hezekiah what Yahweh is saying to him and what Yahweh is saying that Hezekiah should say. It's very clear, Emily.
Yeah, clear as mud.
Well,
therefore,
great. Keep going.
So I will say this is beautiful poetry, and this, again, to me, we haven't really done this for several books now, but this feels like a Hamilton rap battle. It's like, you know, one person comes in and like lays down all of his like attacks, and then the other guy's like, oh no, I don't think so. You know, we're going to enter your deepest forests and splash barefoot in your rivers, or whatever he's saying.
drink your strange waters.
Yeah.
I'll try your strange waters. I'm not
Gonna
going
get
to like
some
it.
real kinky shit here.
Wow.
Oh boy, okay. Therefore, their inhabitants were of small power. They were dismayed and confounded. They were as the grass of the field, and as the green herb, and as the grass on the housetops, and as grain blasted before it is grown up. But I know you're sitting down, and you're going out, and you're coming in, and you're raging against me. Because of your raging against me, and because of your arrogance is come up into my ears, therefore...
In my ears.
Oh, boy. God, it's just like me and Jace earlier today. Just getting all sassy right up in my ears.
Yeah.
I was there. I can... Yeah.
Therefore, will I put
Test.
my hook in your nose and my bridle in your lips, and I will turn you back by the way by which you came.
Oh, this is good. This is good because remember when Rob Schneider came and was giving that diss about like, we'll give you 2,000 horses if you can even find people to ride them. And then he's like, the only horse I'm going to be riding is you. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. All his hype guys are like, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
This shall be the sign to you. We're going to get a sign. Okay.
I saw the sign.
Yes.
Wow,
And
another-
it opened up everyone's eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all 90s all the time. Okay,
Yeah.
keep going.
You shall eat this year that which grows of itself, and in the second year that which springs of the same, and in the third year sow you and reap and plant vineyards and eat the fruit of it. The remnant that has escaped of the house of Judah shall again take root downward and bear fruit upward. For out of Jerusalem shall go forth a remnant, and out of Mount Zion those who shall escape. The zeal of Yahweh shall perform this.
I see. Okay. I was super confused there because I was like, why is he just telling the Assyrians that they're going to eat? We're done with like, this is what you say to Assyria. And now this is Isaiah saying to Hezekiah.
To Hezekiah.
Wasn't Remnant that movie where Leonardo DiCaprio fought the bear?
Revenant.
The Revenant.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Fine. Wrong movie.
Therefore, thus says Yahweh concerning the king of Assyria, he shall not come to this city, nor shoot an arrow there, neither shall he come before it with a shield, nor cast up a mound against it. By the way that he came, by the same shall he return, and he shall not come to this city, says Yahweh. I love that we bookended it with, this is what Yahweh says.
Yahweh said,
yada, yada, yada,
I
yada,
promise.
says Yahweh.
I love it. Okay.
For I will... Oh, we're so close, Chase.
Yeah,
we're
no,
so close.
Okay. Yeah.
So close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For I will defend this city to save it, for my own sake, and for my servant David's sake. It happened that night.
That's the end. So that's the end of Isaiah's
that's
message.
the prophesying.
Yes,
that's
the
him
end
laying
of the
down the rat
prophecy.
battle. It's great. Okay.
Yep. And this
the
is
microphone at the other guy's face.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Isaiah is Lin-Manuel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good, actually.
It's not
Yeah.
bad, right?
I think that might be Lin-Manuel Miranda,
Oh, cool. Oh, I
right?
see.
That he would be
Yeah, I thought you
Isaiah.
were just saying like he is essentially Lin-Manuel, but no, we're gonna
No,
cast
we'll cast him.
Lin-Manuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
There
okay.
it is. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's happened. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
But-
it was
nice.
good.
By the way, all of this prophecy and the message was wonderful. I just like I don't even know
Any
what.
highlights?
Boy.
Highlights.
Okay.
Highlights.
Okay. Here's verse 23. You dispatched your errand boys to humiliate the master. You bragged, with my army of chariots I've climbed the highest mountains, snow-peaked alpine Lebanon mountains. I've cut down its giant cedars, chopped down its prized pine trees. I've traveled the world, visited the finest forest retreats.
Forest retreats. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
nice.
dug wells in faraway
They were
places
stunning.
and drunk their exotic waters. I've waded and splashed barefoot in the rivers of Egypt. Did it ever occur to you that I'm behind all this? So it's like very much
okay,
that like,
yeah.
oh, you
He's
think
really
you're
laying
so
it down.
big.
No.
You're doing
Really
whatever
laying
it
it
is you
down.
do in Monticello, kind of a
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It happened that night that the angel of Yahweh went forth and struck in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000. And when men arose early in the morning, behold, these were all dead bodies.
What?
What?
The
What?
Angel of Yahweh
Heck.
did it.
That's Yahweh
it's-
just like boom, and everyone died.
This is surprising. It's a long time since Yahweh's very directly been like, you know what? I'm going to get involved. For so
Well,
long,
he
it's just been
likes-
Yahweh kind of talking to people
Yeah.
or really just being distracted playing the Switch and really not caring. And this is the first time in quite
playing
a while
Animal
that he's
Crossing.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to send the
Enjoys
angel of
his-
Yahweh there is going to make shit happen.
Yeah, in the Message it says, when the people of Jerusalem got up next morning, there it was, a whole camp of corpses.
Whoa. Gosh. So, Sennacherib, king of Assyria, departed, and went and returned and lived at Nineveh. It happened, as he was worshipping in the house of Nisroch, his god, that Adramelech and Sharezer struck him with the sword, and they escaped into the land of Ararat. Esarhaddon,
the king of Assyria.
The king of Assyria got killed
by his sons.
And Esarhaddon, his son, reigned in his place.
Now that's
The
weird
end.
that two of his sons killed him, but a different
they're
son
not his
became the
sons.
king.
They're not his sons. You made that up, Jace.
In the Message here, it says his sons Adramelech and Sharezer murdered him.
Excuse me, Eugene. Sorry. Okay.
And then
Why,
escaped.
Eugene? How did you get that from this?
And then escaped to the land of Ararat. His son Esarhaddon became the next king. So it's like they killed him not even to become king, but just because they thought he sucked.
Well, he sucks.
I know Mount Ararat.
Yeah, wasn't that where the ark ended up?
Supposedly that's where Noah's Ark landed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in Armenia, modern day Armenia.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so that was that. That was okay. That was a breath of fresh air compared to just going through a list of kings
That was
dying
awesome.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
killing
some
each
stuff
other and stuff like
happened.
that. Like to have a rap battle is very
It was
refreshing.
convoluted, but it was good.
And,
Yeah, I don't know if I
and-
could really tell you exactly what happened, but it was great.
And Lin-Manuel Miranda showed up as Isaiah.
Lil Manuel Miranda.
Oh boy, his kid
Okay, I
should
gotta write
definitely
that
be
down.
nicknamed Lil Manuel Miranda.
Lil Lin.
Lil Manuel Miranda.
Lil Lin.
Oh
Oh,
my
that's
gosh.
great.
Wow. Well, those fun times. Yeah,
That was
it
great.
feels like, I mean, not that this is going like denouement style of Second Kings, but maybe it's reaching the climax, and then like the last couple episodes will be more denouement. We'll see.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
feels
just be
pretty
like-
climactic.
Crazy
does.
all the way up to the end. I don't know. Yeah, feels climactic. It's a good time.
well, okay, like something that we do know is that, so this is Hezekiah, and we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more kings before Judah also falls. We do know that.
Okay.
Judah's gonna fall?
They're both going to get conquered.
Spoilers.
We talked about this before, that this book is being written after they've been liberated from the Assyrians and the Babylonians who had conquered them. And
Okay.
so a lot of this is sort of a morality tale about how they ended up in that place they were, is what we've talked about. Because this was happening, I think we're in like 800 BC, and that this was written down in maybe 500 or so. I think that's the numbers. So like 300
Brady
years
said
later.
the climax already happened.
Oh, don't listen to him. There's always a new climax to come.
Well, I don't know. I haven't read this. Have you read it?
I mean, no, not all
No,
of
you
this.
haven't.
Yeah. Anyways,
But yes.
yes.
Anyway, we're going to get several more kings, and we only have 2 more episodes of this.
Whoa.
So,
Wow.
you know,
Wait, are we
Wow.
doing?
buckle in.
Is that mean we only have 2 more episodes of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, because then we're going to go on a little hiatus for the holidays, and then we'll be back at it in
In the new
January.
year. Yeah.
Wow. Everyone, enjoy us while you can get us
Jeez,
in
Emily.
2020. What?
Yeah.
And if you want to toast on this show, sign up to become one of our parishioners at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy and come and see our live shows for the last 2 of the year that you can come to.
Yeah.
Please, we love you. And this is always fun. It's a fun time. So, thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including ad-free episodes, early releases, personal toasts on the show, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoyed the show, take a moment to subscribe and tell us what you like about us. Write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it. You can also join fellow listeners in the Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group. Find us on Twitter at Drunk Bible Cast, on Instagram at Drunk Bible Study, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Jace Lindgren, Dedeker Winston, and me, Emily Matlack. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of The. The theme song is Second Kings. For Second Kings is Gotham by Avatar. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.
Wow, you made it to the end. Amazing.
I did. I got it.
I made a memory about your dad.